Hello and welcome to the Coaches Show. This is week 2 of high school football, Coach.
Mm-hmm.
Nice weather down at Hampshire on Friday night. It seems here in Preston County we've got Buckwheat Festival temperatures and weather already, don't we?
Yeah, it's very pleasant. 70 degrees. It feels like football for sure.
Coach, you head down to AAA Hampshire for a non-conference game Friday night. Preston kicks off. Defense played super, 3 and out for Hampshire, and we got the ball and
Yeah, we couldn't ask for
Yeah.
a better start.
Yeah.
3 and out, and then we get the ball back and we drive it down and score. Then the next series, 3 and out, and then they punt. Then we make an error on special teams. We should have fielded the ball, but we didn't, and that backed us up to the 10-yard line. And then 2 plays later, we fumble it inside the 20, and they got all the momentum, and we just didn't seem to get it back.
yeah, it was just, that first quarter, it just seemed the boys were pretty well trained and the defense played well.
Yeah,
And,
it was a good start, but
yeah.
it didn't end well.
Second quarter, and I noticed Hampshire in the second quarter, I think they played a 4-man front to start with.
Mm-hmm.
And in the second quarter, there were 7 or 8 men up in the box all the time.
Yeah, they started bringing pressure, and we didn't adjust to it very well. But we still moved the football. The biggest problem is like I said, we fumbled once on a drive, then we turned the ball over 3 other times, so a total of 4 turnovers. It's difficult to go on the road and be successful when you turn the ball over 4 times. And they scored off of 3 of those turnovers. So if we take the turnovers away, then we could have won the game 12-7, but that's not what happened.
Yeah. You're down 20-6 at halftime. What did you tell the boys in the locker room?
Keep the faith. We made some adjustments on defense. They seem to work. We've slowed them down a lot in the second half. Defensively, they only scored 1 other touchdown in the second half. So we adjusted, and offensively, they found some weak spots that we had, and they exploited them.
Well, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Preston in the third quarter had a late hit on Hampshire and moved the ball down inside to the 10-yard line, and Hampshire scored their only touchdown in the second half off a penalty.
Yeah. Like I said, I was proud of the defense the second half. We slowed them down a bunch, forced some punts. Offensively, we got to do a better job blocking their assignments and do a better job protecting the football.
And it just seemed that every time we had a mistake, a turnover, a fumble, or whatever it may be, that they were getting a short field.
Yeah, that's how turnovers kill you. So we've been emphasizing ball security all week, and hopefully it'll pay off this coming Friday.
Yeah, just like the headlines to the paper said, night of mistakes dooms Knights and season opener.
Yeah, we had 5 penalties, which is not bad for a first game. A lot of new kids playing. They had 11, but they only turned the ball over once, so we were -3 in the turnover margin. That was the difference in the game as far as I was concerned. Is we gave them the football and we gave them 3 scores.
And offensively, really, your stats you gave me, 172 total yards. That includes rushing and passing. That's not a very big production.
No, we lost a lot of yardage in the pass game. Tackles for loss, things like that. Yeah, we scored 12 points, which is not enough, but 172 yards seems awful low.
It is. And looking at Hampshire, they started running the ball up the middle. And it just seemed that they were getting the blocking done and then making yardage.
Yeah, that's what we changed at halftime. We shut that off in the second half, but then when you overcompensate for one area, then you get exploited in another. We went to 2-3 techniques inside, and that shut the dive and the traps. That shut them off, but then we were more vulnerable on the edge. And that's what happened in the second half.
We got 3 or 4 good receivers: the Eisel boy, the Record boy, the Summers boy, and the Gribble boy. Catch a football, it just seems that Dakota was having to roll right or roll left, and it just seems that either the patterns weren't being followed or he just was being too much pressure on him.
Well, we didn't execute offensively. Receivers need to do a better job running routes. The quarterback needs to do a better job finding his read earlier. He needs to do a better job staying in the pocket. And the offensive line broke down in pass pro a few times, but a few times they didn't. So it was a combination of all three units not getting the job done.
Chase Bourne, what, second or third play of the game?
Played 13 on huddle.
Yeah. And he gets hurt. Your punter.
Yeah, he worked all summer for first-string punter with Jesse Gribble backing him up. Real proud of Jesse, how he stepped in, a sophomore that was hurt most of the season last year, so it was really his first extended varsity action, and he handled the pressure well. So we'll probably go with him this week as well.
Yeah, he only averaged 28 yards a punt, but when you bring a sophomore in there in the first game of the season, that's kind of
Yeah.
Yeah,
you wonder how he's going to react, and I was proud the way he got rid of the ball.
And looking at the defense, when it first started out, Miller and Summers and Gribble, and then the record boy comes in there, and next thing you know, he's making tackle after tackle, in on tackles.
Yeah, that's for his position, the safety. He made 15 tackles, and that was a result of losing the edge and missing tackles in front of him. We need to do a better job. Our defensive line probably graded out the lowest of all defensive units as an average. We got to stay lower up front, and we got to make plays. There's several times we had tackles in the backfield, and we just didn't execute a tackle, and they went forward for 4, 5, 6 yards until the safety had to tackle him.
And Summers, I figured watching him in practice, but he only had 1 or 2 tackles Friday night.
Yeah, he needs to do a better job reading. He played hard, but we got to put ourselves in a better position to make plays.
So, Coach, first game, Dakota Holt was your leading rusher, if I'm not mistaken, your quarterback.
Yeah, that won't surprise me. That may happen every game. It wouldn't bother me a bit either. With our type of offense, he's going to have the option to keep it, give it, or throw it. So if he's making yards, that's a good thing.
And I thought the Moats boy, just watching him in practice and in his scrimmages against University High, I thought, well, he's good for 75 to 100 yards a game, but it just didn't happen.
Yeah, he hurt his knee, I think second quarter, and that slowed him down a bit. He's one kid we can't afford to get off the football field. He starts on offense, defense, every special teams play. So we're happy. He went down and stayed down for a while, but then he came back a couple series later. He's a real tough kid. And
he kicks off, and he did a good job of kicking off. Plus, he runs back kickoffs.
He kicks off, runs kicks back.
Yeah, did a good job running those kicks back.
Hopefully we get some kids back this week, and he won't have to do that next week.
Coach, I know you probably your goal for 2017 was to win 5 or 6 ball games and get in the state playoff. How much does this opening loss to Hampshire affect your goal for 2017?
Well, it doesn't make it any easier, especially as a AAA team. We just got to win 5 or 6 games and we'll be all right. But to me, we just fumbled the game away. They weren't that much better than us. The difference was we made mistakes and they didn't, and that's probably traditionally in the last 5 or 6 years. That's the difference between the two teams.
Yeah.
Like I remember last year, they made a lot of mistakes and we took advantage of them. This year, we made the mistakes.
But, looking at the talent, watching it on huddle and so forth, it looked like the athletic, with the boys being athletic, I think we had more athletes.
Yeah, I do too. They may have out-hit us a few times. I count 3 or 4 of our guys that got pancaked, and I only counted 1 of theirs. So We got to bring that mentality to Rachel this weekend and match their intensity, because North Marion is going to be one of the better teams we play.
So, Coach, you start out the 2017 season 0-1, and looking at some of the other scores, West Fairmont, a team coming up, beat RCB 35-14. James Monroe, Double-A school, beat Greenbrier East 44-34, high-scoring game. University High beat a good John Marshall team 34-8. Again, it gets surprising after watching our team against University High how well we played and executed, then kind of stumbled a little bit in the Hampshire game. But Hedgesville, 43-6 over Washington.
Yeah, those teams you're talking about, they're all playoff teams from last year, and probably be this year.
Buchanan barely gets by Princeton 20-19. Musselman beat Spring Mills 39-8. Bridgeport beat Lewis County 33-6. And of course, the team you're playing Friday night, North Marion beat East Fairmont 27-14, and North Marion was behind at halftime.
Yes, they were. We was watching the film. They made a crucial mistake in the red zone. They threw a pick six. That's the kind of thing that we're going to have to do. It's hard to get a read on them right now because East Fairmont, they're really undermanned. They may have 27 kids total.
Don't they just have a new coach?
And they have a new coach.
Yeah.
But I was impressed watching film. They look organized, and they definitely played hard. I read the article in the Fairmont paper. He was proud of them, so I'm sure they're in a situation a lot like ours, where we got a lot of kids going both ways, and when somebody goes down, we're going to put someone in that maybe only played that position once in their life or never in their life. So we coach them up on the spot, and all we ask for is effort, and that's what we expect, and that's what we usually get.
And you came out of the Hampshire game pretty well without any injuries. He had the Bourne boy and the Moats boy, but I don't think there was any other major injuries, were there?
No, those two are the only ones, and hopefully Moats will be ready to play Friday. He's taking it easy right now, first 2 days of the week. More concerned about Chase Bourne long term, because that knee hasn't responded to treatment as of yet.
Yeah, but you're going down to Double-A, North Marion, playoff team last year, and they're very physical.
Yeah,
and they got an offense that just runs and runs and runs and runs. And Coach, how's our defense? Their offense. They had over 375 yards against East Fairmont. How's our defense going to adjust and stop that explosive offense?
They run the spread. They want to spread you out and run the football. The key to their offense has always been their quarterback, since Coach Yoho's been there since he was at Grafton and won a state championship with the same offense, with all-state wrestler, all-state quarterback, and then last year they went to the playoffs. They had Kyle Elliott, all-state quarterback, all-state wrestler. And this year they've got a junior. He's not as fast as Elliott has been, but this kid is 6'2", 215 pounds.
Got the Malcolm boy.
Malcolm, yes.
And number 15.
Number 15.
Yeah.
The advantage to us is this is his second high school start. So hopefully we can put some pressure on him and force him into making mistakes. Their running back, they have in the backfield, they do by committee. They're both quick and elusive, so we've got to play disciplined football. We're going to do some things in the middle to hopefully be able to anticipate what they're going to do and slow them down.
And look at their offense running the ball, and again, basically, it's a no huddle, but they still look to the sidelines for the coaches and stuff, don't they?
It's a no huddle, but it's not a hurry up.
Yeah.
Coach will look at the sidelines and read the defense, and then make a call based on that.
And look at this run by committee. This Flew Hardy, number 2, the running back, had 13 carries, 46 yards. The quarterback, Malcolm, number 15, 14 carries, 75 yards against East Fairmont. running back Westfall, 18 carries, 96 yards.
Yeah, he's what we call a sidecar. It's not a very complicated offense. They run three basic plays: quarterback power, where he keeps it.
They still run that jet sweep.
And the jet sweep and the give to the sidecar. That's their three basic plays. We have to be in the right formation to attack it and stop it.
And the offense, they were 9 for 16 passing, 163 yards, and they got a couple good receivers. That Stahl boy caught 5 passes, and the Anderson boy caught some passes for North Marion.
Yeah, a lot of them were out routes. Then they lull you to sleep with those, and then they'll run 4 verticals. They keep you honest in the pass game. I don't think that's what they want to do to beat you. They want to beat you by running the football, but they throw it just to keep you honest.
They got 2 key injuries. The Hunsaker boy and the Megan boy are both out. The Hunsaker boy, I think, has a ACL tear, so they're going to be out probably for the season, the way it looks. And they were starters, weren't they?
I believe so. I hadn't heard that before, though.
Yeah.
I'll believe it when I see it.
It was in the Fairmont papers, so whatever.
There's some miraculous recoveries that have happened. I remember a couple years ago when that kid from university was out for the season, but he just happened to come back for our game and run for 100 yards.
But they are still an air threat. I mean, they're Malcolm was 9 for 16, 163 yards. And their defense is outstanding. Held East Fairmont to 96 total yards.
Yeah, that's watching the film. East Fairmont was pretty basic, running a double wing, and I'm sure with the amount of kids they have and putting it in a new system that they'll get better than that.
Again, physical team on defense. They play like a 3-4 or 4-3 or something similar?
A 4-3. It's very similar to Hampshire. It's going to be about the same as it was in Hampshire. The difference is, I think, our offensive line is going to have a better understanding of who to block.
And the offensive coordinator, Yoho, you don't sometimes know what he's going to run. You know what I mean? If some once in a while they'll pull some trick plays on you.
Yeah, but they run 3 basic formations, 3 basic plays. But the thing is that they can run those 3 plays from any formation, empty, trips, or doubles, but still it comes back to the quarterback keep, give, or jet sweep. As far as running goes.
Well, your alma mater put Hertz on you the last 2 years, 40-13 and 41-0.
Yeah, last year it was a nightmare up there. Last year we got pounded both physically and mentally. That's the game Blake Miller went out at the 50-yard line right in front of us. So I think we're going to have some extra motivation to go up there and play well. Just to go up there and just play hard and be physical. Yeah.
And again, they beat East Fairmont 27-14. So offensively, they had a lot of yardage, 375 yards, but once it got in the red zone, it didn't materialize.
Right. I think I'd like to think that we're going to give them a better look than East Fairmont, but we'll see. I think our kids are going to go up there and play hard because I think they feel like they're a better team than what we showed last week, and they've worked too hard. We all worked too hard to not come out and be more competitive.
Yeah, and watching practice tonight, the boys seemed to be very enthusiastic. They were listening to the coaches. They were doing what they were supposed to do. And
sometimes it's coaches get excited, the players get excited, we all get frustrated. But in the end, we're all in it together. And like today, we had a kid go down in practice. We're missing another kid. And we got to pull kids off the sideline and say, you play here, and this is what you do, and da-da-da. And but hopefully by Friday, we'll get some kids healthy and be ready to go.
And we see how the community's still getting really involved. Thursday night, you had a bonfire, fed the kids, and the cheerleaders and everybody else that came over. It's really something when you got a community organization.
Yeah, It makes a big difference. The kids notice it, and
Yeah.
what you're talking about is burning of the H at the
Yeah.
KAC Church in Kingwood. It's a nice little time. It's a time that seniors get up and say a few words, and we just enjoy each other and get motivated to play.
But they see the kids and the coaching staff and so forth, the job that they're doing, trying to move this football program going on. So you got community support. That's really important.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I'm so happy about that. We couldn't do the things that we do without community
Yeah.
support. I mean, I told the kids a couple of weeks ago, we do everything first class, and we're able to do that because people go out and raise money, and businesses support us, and individuals support us, and parents support us, and we get support from the school administration and the county administration when they can,
Yeah.
what they can.
Yeah.
Money's tight, though.
Wednesday night, the middle school team plays.
Right. Their home opener, the first game at Knight Stadium this year. They play Mountaineer Middle out of Clarksburg.
I was talking to one of the coaches, said they had a good time down at Cresaptown, right outside of Cumberland, on Saturday. Said they only lost one game out of the exercises they were running.
Yeah, they scrimmaged 4 different teams, and I believe they won 4 and tied the other one, or
Okay.
something like that.
Yeah.
The overall thing I took from it, they were very impressive, and we're really excited to see how they do.
Coach, any other comments?
Now we're ready. We got another heavy work day, what we call on Wednesday. Then Thursday we'll walk through and do a lot of special teams work. We'll study film, optional film study Wednesday before the Squires game. So we've got work to do, but this group is hardworking. They never shied away from
Yeah.
it. So hopefully we can correct the mistakes. I think they're all correctable, what we made, and be competitive Friday night.
Then the following week you have your first home game against a good AAA Greenbrier East team coming up here to Knight Stadium.
Yeah, they didn't treat us very nice. We went and took that 4-hour trip down there last year, so we got some what I call the revenge tour starting Friday night because
Yeah.
I'm not really well. Like you want to win every game, but what I'm looking for is being competitive and taking pride in what we do. And if that happens, let the chips fall where they may. If
Yeah.
they're better than us, so be it. But I want us to come out and play the best that we can.
Like I said, the kids, after the loss at Hampshire, I mean, last practice tonight, they were enthusiastic and following the coaches and doing what they were supposed to do and hustling from exercise and
Oh yeah, kids get over it a lot quicker than coaches.
Yeah.
I think everyone was hurting a little bit Monday, but we got a process that we follow,
Yeah.
and we stick to that process. We respect the process, and good things will come.
Coach, good luck to you down at Rachel, North Marion.
Thank you.
You go down there and get our first win Friday night.
Yeah, similar to my first year here, we were struggling, and then
Yeah.
the first year the first win that we got was at North Marion. It was basically due to a big special teams play. So hopefully,
Plus, you were, if I'm not mistaken, you were 3-1 and ranked in the state ratings, and North Marion that upset you the first time.
yeah, down here,
Yeah.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been pretty tough ever since then.
Yeah.
So
Well, we'll get a little revenge on them down
hopefully
there.
we can turn that around.
Yeah, Friday night, because you got to get some good athletes. You got some boys that like to hit people, and hopefully we won't have those turnovers Friday night.
Yeah.
So good luck down at North Marion. And on behalf of Steve Blake, our producer and director, this is Gary Livengood thanking you for watching the Coaches Show on Atlantic Broadband Channel 7, your hometown TV station.
From a simple switch, troubleshooting a problem, a new service, to that backup generator that you'll need in times of emergency, Blake Electric can handle all your electrical needs. They have the experience and knowledge to do it professionally and safely and do the job right the first time. There's been an accident. The emergency has left you with physical trauma and legal issues to deal with. The bills are piling up and you're overwhelmed. Where do you turn for legal representation?
Hi, I'm Paul Eastep.
And I'm Steve Schaefer.
We're attorneys practicing right here in your home county of Preston.
Centrally located on West Main Street in Kingwood, just across from McDonald's, the offices of Eastep and Schaefer are an easy drive from anywhere in Preston County.
You don't have to go outside Preston County to hire a lawyer with the know-how, the experience, and the knowledge to represent you fairly in a serious personal injury matter. Call us at Eastep and Schaefer at 329-6003 or visit us on the web at www.eastepschaeferlaw.com.